Hi guys, it's Sarah. I had a friend who recently got a service dog and she's trying to figure out what kind of things she needs to get for her dog. And it really depends on what you need. This is Ellie's harness. Uh, we've adjusted it some uh, since we got it because there were parts that didn't fit, like it needed to be a longer chest because she's got more of a barrel chest, but we had to shrink it around the sides. Her head goes through here, and then it goes around her waist, and this is her chest. So this part lays on her back. I needed some kind of handle to be able to hold on to when I'm in the wheelchair for her to be able to pull me. I needed something when I'm standing and walking to be able to lean on, to brace on. And I wanted something that was going to be very durable. This is high-grade leather done with machine stitching, and has stainless steel rings and clips. This is just a leash. And so this was a great buy for us. It also has saddlebags, which I'll show you what's in them in a little bit. These are the saddlebags. Now, it doesn't come with the patches on it. We bought the patches on Etsy and sewed them on ourselves. There are lots of different kinds of patches you can get depending on what your needs are. There are thousands of different kinds. People do it for fun or do it for a living, where they just have tons of different patches that they handmade. So I'll show you the patches real quick so that you can see them. I'm working for her, and I love my service dog. It's the cardiac alert service dog and service dog stop do not pet. And then on this side we've got the not all disabilities are visible, and please don't pet me, I'm working with the really important ones. Emergency information inside, and in case of emergency, please do not separate service dog from handler. It's super important. I can't express this enough. Never, ever, ever take a service dog away from their handler. It's also super important not to pet a service dog without asking. Sometimes, if you ask, it's okay to pet a dog. You should always ask. Whether it's a service dog or not, you should always ask before you pet a dog, because you never know that dog's history. You never know when something bad could happen. Either the dog's safety or your safety could be put in jeopardy. In the case of a service dog, not only could you be putting the dog's safety and your own safety in jeopardy, you are putting the lives of the handlers in jeopardy when you pet the service dog. You need to understand that. You are risking my life when you pet my service dog without permission. Because if she is distracted by you petting her and is not paying attention to me, is not checking my scent to make sure I'm okay, and misses an alert, I can pass out and crack my head open. I have gotten multiple concussions. Before I got Ellie, I was passing out multiple times a day. I have gotten numerous concussions from POTS, from my diseases. And I'm very close. If I get, one or two more concussions, I could end up with traumatic brain injury, and I do not need to add that to my list of problems. You are risking my life when you pet my service dog without permission. Now that I've driven that home, there are times when it is okay to pet a service dog. but you have to ask. If you ask me to pet my service dog, pretty much as long as she's not currently alerting, I will say it is okay once I take her packs off. She is trained, part of her training is to not react when there are other people around, to not sniff at them, to not try and play with them or jump on people. That's what she has been trained to do, is not jump on people, not try to encourage people to play with her. But when you go up and start doing, oh, hi little puppy, hi, how are you? If you go up to her and do that kind of thing, she's a dog. She loves people. Of course she's gonna break her training and start playing with you. Or she'll back up from you and be scared because she doesn't know what you're doing. Either way, that's not a good thing. You ask permission. This is an acceptable time. I'm sitting down or laying down or in a place or a position where it's safe for me to take off her vest. And I can take off her vest and give her the command, make friends, which is a temporary release command. So it means that she gets to be a dog for a little bit. And then she'll play with you and love on you and give you kisses and want you to pet her and rub on her. And that's perfectly acceptable then. But then once I put the packs back on and say back to work, it is then no longer okay for you to pet my dog. One-time permission does not create a permanent easement. It doesn't continue once you've asked one time. That's not how it works. You have to ask every time. Now that I've had my rant on don't pet my dog and explained when it is okay, I'm gonna show you what kind of things I've got in her packs. I also have ribbons. These are ones that I got from school, breast cancer awareness and autism awareness. So let's go over what's in these. The first side's just kind of the things I need on a regular basis. I've got her Go Place, which is basically just a swatch of cloth that she knows that that's what she's supposed to lay on when we go somewhere. When we go out to restaurants or go to the movies or anything like that, I pull this out of her packs and put it on the floor, and she knows that that's what she's supposed to lay on. Got that. I've got my wheelchair gloves in here. They're fingerless gloves. They're tactical gloves. That way they're heavy duty. I got them on Amazon. I highly recommend something like this for anyone who uses a wheelchair on a regular basis. Of course, I've got my wallet in here. I've got hand sanitizer. I have reactive hypoglycemia, which basically just means that my body sometimes mimics that of a diabetic. I don't actually have diabetes, but I get low blood sugar, and so I have glucose tablets. They're fast-acting sugars. And then this side has the kind of more important things, along with some miscellaneous stuff, because this is basically my purse. She's my portable furry purse, but it works. This also has a lot more of her stuff, the stuff that she specifically needs. Like I have a collapsible water bowl for her, so she can get water anywhere. And I just have water in the car at all times, so I've got water somewhere for her if I need it. And most places, like I said, have water fountains, or I can get water from the faucet. This is just a bag of treats to encourage her to listen when we're having a bad day, because even service dogs have bad days, it happens. And for on those bad days, I also have a bottle of vinegar. This is just regular kitchen vinegar. So it is a deterrent. It, instead of saying no to your dog repeatedly and they don't understand what you're saying no to, you say, you know, don't bark or don't sniff the other dog or whatever you're trying to get them to stop doing. And if they repeat the infraction multiple times, then you can spray them with this. You have to spray it either at their nose so that it gets, some of the smell gets in their nose or in their mouth, which can be difficult if they're moving. But it's vinegar, so it tastes bad and it smells bad, but it doesn't harm them at all. It doesn't hurt them. It's just a negative reinforcement. It tells them that what they're doing right now is bad and they should stop. And then of course I have her poop bags. This side also has Extend bars. It's another quick sugar because of the reactive hypoglycemia. I also have my EpiPen. I've never actually had to use this. I had it more for when I was doing IV penicillin. They weren't sure if I was going to have an allergic reaction to it, and people can also develop allergies to penicillin, so they wanted to make sure that I had this in case something happened. I still carry it with me because I am at risk for developing allergies, so that's very important. I also have a button on this side that says EpiPen inside, so that people know if they pay attention. Also have my inhaler because I have asthma, so that's important as well. I have a spare clicker which goes with the treats, so if I'm having a bad day and or with her, if she's not listening, I can use the clicker and the treats to get her back on target, to get her thinking, oh yeah, I have to do it this way and this is the correct thing. I have a pill caddy with my PRNs, the things that I only need sometimes, but often need when we're out and about. I've got pain medicine and nausea medicine, muscle relaxers, and Tylenol and Excedrin, and anxiety medication, anti-anxiety medication. And then I've also got pencils and a pencil and a pen if I need to write something down for somebody, like I've written my contact information down, or the information for the group that I got Ellie from, Possibilities Unleashed. I'll leave a website in the description below so that if you guys are interested, you can go look it up. And I also have, this is where my information is, my emergency information, and my information for Ellie. So this is my med list and disease list, and it's just on a USB. This has been so useful because I'm on so many different medications that I can't memorize all of them. There are just too many. I've been on as many as 90 pills a day, and I was lucky if I knew what maybe 20 of them were. So I can hand this to the EMS, or the EMTs, and they pop it out like that and can plug it into their laptop and download the page that has all of my medicines on it and my medical history and things like that. I've also got her rabies shot and license in here. Those are things that you should, especially with a service dog, carry around with you everywhere in case something happens. I also have my service dog ID. Not everywhere is going to have this. Nowhere can ask you specifically for your service dog identification. There's no such thing as a service dog certificate. You can have a certificate that shows that you passed your public access test, but there is no specific test, like one test that your dog takes that qualifies them to exclusively be a service dog. They take the public access test that has things like showing the dog, doing the alert, being able to stay on the go place, do a wait, things like that. I'll probably leave a link in the description below if you're interested in looking at what you need to do to qualify for a public access. This was given to me at the end of my training with Ellie to just kind of prove that I got her from a reputable place, and people can call here and go, yes, that is a service dog team, and things like that. It's also nice because it's got the bylaws on the back, what you know businesses may and may not do, and the different qualifications and things like that. So I've got all of that in that specific in the pocket here. So that's what's in her packs. You can get this particular one on activedogs.com. I'll leave another link in the description box below with the website address so that you can look it up if you're interested. They have stuff for service dogs as well as not for service dogs. If you want to take your dog for a hike and want them to be able to bring their own food and water or some extra gear for you or whatever, you can buy them saddlebags or backpacks or whatever for just your pet. I'm going to show you her leash because there are so many different kinds out there and different ones are beneficial for different people. I'll show you her other leash on a different day. I have one for her wheelchair that I made out of paracord like I made my bracelet. That's much shorter. This is a 6-foot lead when it's extended, and so that was too complicated to try and do with the wheelchair because it would, you know, fall off and get caught in the wheel. So I made my own that clips to the wheelchair and clips to her. And that has been great, but I'll show you that on another day. This particular one has these little loops about every inch so that you can loop the carabiner through it at different lengths. So right now I've got it at, I'll just leave it there for a second, I've got it fairly wide so that I can put it around my chest. Ellie heels on the left hand side, so I have it this way and then this just clips onto her, but that's just where I keep it most of the time. If I am taking her out to go to the bathroom somewhere that she needs to be on a leash, you take the carabiner off and you can hook it on right up here, and then you've got a handle and then approximately a 6-foot lead on the other side of that. I have found this super useful because it works for a ton of different size people. If you want the length on the ends to be shorter, you put the clip closer and closer to the end. If you want them to have more room, you put it further and further away. The further away it is from the tip, the longer it's going to be, and the closer it is, the shorter it's going to be. So for a service dog especially, this is nice because it gives you such an adaptable capability to your different needs. But even for regular pet owners, I recommend something like this. It's super useful. That's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, please hit that subscribe button. I'm a fairly open person, so any questions you have about service dogs or health issues, either your issues or something I'm going through that you're curious about, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to give you an answer. As always, remember to be safe, be happy, be you, and that God and I love you very much.